So you're watching this video because you have a question. Hey Mark, should I get the S23 Ultra, the king of the Samsung world, or should I humble myself a little bit and get the S23 Plus? So in today's video, I'm going to try to help you guys out to see which phone makes the better purchase decision, because let's be honest, in today's economy, money does not grow on trees. Not that it ever has, but you guys know what I mean. But if you're running low on time, I'm going to jump straight into the answer. Get the Ultra. Clearly, it just makes so much more sense in every aspect that I could possibly even think of or even pretend to think of. I don't know what that means, but get the Ultra over the Plus. This is a no-brainer, but if you guys want more information on how I came to that conclusion, keep watching. By the way, I'll have a link in the description where you guys can pick up these phones. Samsung is giving you $100 of credit, so you can buy cases, chargers, accessories, stuff like that. And then there are also a bunch of carrier deals as well, so you can get the S23 Ultra for like $200. So check it out. So let's start out by talking about the in-hand feel of these two beasts, right? So the Ultra has a 6.8-inch display and the Plus has a 6.6-inch display, but the in-hand feel isn't just about the size, but also the shape of both the phones. The S23 Plus is a more curvy phone with a flat display, whereas the S23 Ultra is a boxy phone with a curved display. Personally, just the way the phones sit in my hands, I do prefer the feel of the S23 Plus, because it's the 0.2-inch difference doesn't even really make that much of a difference, whereas the actual shape of the phone makes a much bigger difference, and the Plus just sits in my hand a little bit better. The displays themselves are also slightly different. The Ultra goes up to Quad HD Plus and the Plus goes up to Full HD Plus. In real world scenarios, you're not really going to tell a massive difference between the two when it comes to sharpness. Both go up to 1750 nits, 1750 nits. In other words, it gets crazy bright outside. But in terms of actual quality of the displays, I'm just not really noticing that big of a difference between Quad HD Plus and Full HD Plus, but I know some of you guys out there can notice a difference, so if you're one of them, you're definitely going to benefit from the Ultra. So let's talk about the biggest difference between the two phones, and it all really comes down to the cameras. So if you're a photographer, if you love taking a bunch of videos, a bunch of photos, you're going to really benefit from the Ultra because it has just a lot more versatility than the Plus does. The 200 megapixel camera honestly does make a difference, but only if you zoom in. If you don't zoom in, well, you'd be hard pressed to find a massive difference. So why would you zoom in, right? Why zoom in after the fact? Why not just hit that telephoto button, get in closer, take the picture, boom, you got it. Well, the main reason is you can repurpose that photo. You can reframe that photo. Maybe there's something in the photo that you don't want. You can easily zoom it out of the picture, but you're still left with a good looking photo because of that really high megapixel count. Now, if anything I've said completely went past your head, don't worry about it. Both these phones take fantastic photos, and honestly, 90% of the time you're going to be using that 12.5 megapixel binned photo anyway, and in that case, they're both identical. You won't have anything to worry about. The S23 Ultra also comes with two telephoto cameras, the first being the 10 megapixel 3x zoom, and the second one being 10 megapixel 10x zoom. The S23 Plus, on the other hand, only has one telephoto camera, which is the 10 megapixel 3x zoom. And here's the quick comparison between the 3x zoom. It should look pretty identical because they are, in fact, identical. The ultra-wide camera on both phones is also identical, along with the selfie camera. Now, the real difference starts whenever you zoom in more than 10 times, or actually more than 3 times, honestly. You should see a drastic difference, and this is where the S23 Ultra really starts to shine. For example, here's a photo of 30 times zoom. The difference is quite literally night and day. So the S23 Ultra is definitely going to be the phone that you want to bring or even buy if you go on vacations a lot, or if you just like taking pictures of your friends, family, your pets. This phone is just, it covers everything that you could possibly want. You want ultra wide? You got it. And the photos, you can easily get that 30 times zoom and still post that photo to Instagram or any other social media, or send it to your friends and family, because it just looks good. Now, anything past 30 times zoom. Yeah, this phone is capable of it. You can go up to 100 times zoom. But here's a quick example of 100 times zoom. And, yeah, come on. I'm not posting that anywhere. So it can do it. I just don't suggest it. But anything about 30 times or under, man, you got yourself a great looking photo, which makes this camera one of the most versatile camera systems out of any Android phone. If you like taking macro photos, the S23 Ultra can do it, and the S23 Plus, I'll give it a B for effort, but it doesn't look good because it can't do macro. So if macro is important to you, well, don't get the S23 Plus. Now, when it comes to video recording, again, both phones are basically spot on. You're not really going to notice a difference unless, of course, you use that 10 or 30 times zoom. But in terms of actual like video recording with the main camera or even the ultra wide camera or even 8K 30, they're both pretty much spot on. By the way, if you are enjoying the video so far, I would definitely appreciate you leaving a like. It's completely free to you, but it helps me and the channel out a lot, and I always truly appreciate it. Now, another difference is battery life. Now, you guys already see the smile growing on my face because I love a phone with a good battery life because you don't got to worry about anything. You don't got to turn down the brightness. You don't got to block notifications. You don't got to do nothing. You can comfortably get around 8 to 8.5 hours on the Ultra. It is mind-boggling. The S22 Ultra, dude, that phone barely got like, I don't remember. I don't want to lie to you guys, so I'm not going to make up a number, but I sure as hell know it did not get 8 hours or even more with some use case scenarios, at least the way I use my phone. Everyone knows that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is a beast, and this phone proves it. Now, with the Plus, it's no slouch either. You can comfortably get around 6.5 to 7 hours, sometimes more. Again, it just all depends on your use case. I use a lot of social media, no playing games. I don't really play games. I play a few rounds of COD Mobile like a week. Not that much. I have a Xbox right there. That's my gaming setup. You know what I mean? So I don't really play mobile games, but for average person, oh man, this phone for sure. If you're the average person, this phone for sure is going to get you a day and a half, 2 days, easy. This phone, you're getting a day out of it, which is still really good. Really, really good, especially if you compare it to last year's model. So if battery life was a concern between the two, maybe that was your deciding factor. Look, I'm going to be honest. They are both insane. And to top it all off, they both charge at the same exact charging speed, 45 watts. So if the Plus was charging at 25 watts like the regular S23, then I would be like, you should probably think about it a little bit more, right? But no, this thing charges at 45 watts just like the Ultra. You're not missing anything really when it comes to battery life or charging. So what about storage and performance? Well, this is kind of weird. It depends which region you live in. So for example, I'm going to use this really quick example for the regular S23, not the Plus, the regular S23. I thought it tops out at 256 gigs, but apparently that's only in the United States. But in Australia, it goes up to 512 gigabytes. So I would look, just in case, online in your region, which phone goes up to what. But here in the States, the S23 Ultra goes up to 1 terabyte, and you also get 12 gigabytes of RAM if you choose the 512 or the 1 terabyte variant. Meanwhile, the Plus goes up to 512 gigabytes as well, but you still only get 8 gigabytes of RAM. Again, that is only here in the States. I don't know about your region. All right, I'm not Santa Claus. I don't travel to everywhere in the world and study phones for a living. I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. Now, do you need 12 gigabytes of RAM on your phone? In all honesty, I personally don't think so. If you're a medium to light user, so social media, web browsing, taking photos, video calling, stuff like that, your phone's gonna do just perfect with 8 gigabytes of RAM. But the thing is, buddy, so the Plus is priced at such a weird price range. Okay, because it's only about $200 away from the Ultra. And for those $200, you're getting a good amount of benefits with the Ultra as opposed to the Plus. If this, even the screen size is so similar, 0.2 inch difference. If this was like, So, okay, so the S23, the regular one, is a 6.1, right? The Plus is 6.8, or the Ultra is 6.8. If the Plus was like 6.5, then I could be like, all right, get the S23 if you want a small phone, get the Ultra if you want just the best of the best, and get the Plus if you don't want the best of the best, but you also don't want a small display. But it's at such a weird price range for the little differences to the... I just confused myself. Oh my God. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not worth it. The Plus is not worth it, in my just honest opinion, when it comes to money. But then again, this is all region dependent because these phones cost different in other regions. So here in North America, I wouldn't really suggest getting the Plus because the performance to price, and then also the difference of the price to the Ultra, doesn't make sense, to be completely honest with you. I keep confusing myself because I'm trying to think of a reason why this costs what it does when it's so close to the Ultra in terms of price, but not in terms of what you're getting, in terms of the S Pen, in terms of the camera, in terms of the RAM, in terms of the higher storage limits. Yeah, I don't get it. Aside from that, both phones do have the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 made for Galaxy, so it's slightly overclocked than the normal 8 Gen 2. So performance, in terms of raw performance, it's going to be pretty much identical. Another cool thing about these two phones is that they both have a new and improved vapor chamber, so these phones are going to stay cool no matter what. In fact, I was fast charging the Plus today in my car. No issues. It did not get warm. But then again, keep in mind, we are in February, so it's generally cool outside. It's not hot. But with that new vapor chamber, along with the 8 Gen 2 efficiency, these phones are going to stay absolutely cool, at least when compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Oh boy, or the 888. Oh, buddy, those phones got hot. Now, when it comes to the actual speaker quality of these phones, maybe you want to be that guy and play music in the store really loudly for everyone to hear, or have a conversation on speakerphone in public. Yo, if you're that type of person and I hear you, I'm going to butt into your conversation. What's going on with Jimmy, you say? Oh, wish him luck for me. That's what I'm going to do. The speakers sound fantastic now. They're basically identical because the size difference is identical, so the Ultra being slightly bigger, it might be a placebo effect, but I feel like the deep end is a little bit better on the Ultra. It sounds more full, but the Plus is also really good. I honestly, the difference in speaker quality is insignificant if that's one of your deciding factors. So as I've said in my rant earlier, the price. So the price difference between these two phones is $200. I'm gonna go on a rant again, I feel like. Look, get the Ultra, man. Just it's expensive. I'm not going to lie. $1,200 for a phone? Are you kidding me? It's expensive. I get it. But do you want to buy something that later on you're going to be like, oh man, I should have gotten the model higher? Do you want to be that guy or girl? That's a question you got to ask yourself. I just don't know why you would get the Plus. I'm being so honest right now. I'm not even trying to be funny. I just don't know a reason. It's so close to the size of the Ultra that it's basically considered a big phone. This is a huge phone. So the size is close to the Ultra, the price is close to the Ultra, but the Ultra has just so much more in it. The Ultra has a bigger display, a sharper display, better battery life, you get the S Pen, you get slightly better speakers, crazy cameras with insane versatility, and it's like, I just feel like that $200 difference really kind of pays for itself with all the extras you're getting with the Ultra. But remember, if you're getting the Ultra with 256 gigabytes of storage, you're getting 8 gigabytes of RAM. So if you want that 12 gigs of RAM, like I said, you got to bump up to 512 or 1 terabyte. But again, there's a lot of deals going on. You can click the link below, check it out for yourself. There's a lot of deals going on where you can really get the Ultra for around $200. Yo, in that case, it's a no-brainer, man. You get the Ultra, okay? Just get the Ultra. That's it. Video over, get the Ultra. You know what? No, I can't end the video like this. I'm going to sit here until I figure out a reason to get the Plus, because I have to be unbiased here. You guys watch me because I'm unbiased, and I'm gonna sit here until I figure this thing out. All right, I'm just gonna sit here. Hang on. All right, so okay, I got it. You ready? Get the Ultra. I'm kidding. So get the Plus if you want a flat display versus a curved display. If you want a bigger phone, but not as big as the Ultra by zero point 0.2 inches, that's it, man. Get the Ultra. So guys, that's basically it. But all jokes aside, both phones are great. I just think the Plus is a little overpriced for what it offers. It's too close to the price of the Ultra while being vastly different in terms of what it has inside and the features. But if you want the Ultra, if you want the Plus and you have your own reasons for it, get the Plus. There's nothing wrong with that. After all, it's your money. It's your decision. You worked hard for that money. I respect it. Whatever you guys want to buy, I got it. I'll give you a thumbs up either way. But in my opinion, get the Ultra, all right? That's it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, again, I would really appreciate you guys leaving me a thumbs up. It's free for you, but it helps me and the channel out a lot. And if you are new here and you like these types of videos, definitely click that subscribe button. I don't know why that took me so long to remember. Definitely click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And that's it. This was Mark from MarkStack. Adios.